Away from petrol stories, the federal government has launched the sale of 30,000 metric tons of locally milled rice at a subsidized rate of 40,000 naira per 50 kilogram bag. This initiative, according to the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, is aimed at reducing the impact of rising food prices and ensuring food security in the country. Ulomo Yumachi has details.
In a historic flag-off, government officials gathered as part of the Federal Food Intervention Program aimed at addressing the rising cost of staple foods like rice. According to the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, this move is a directive from President Bola Tinubu, who is determined to prevent food insecurity and ensure no Nigerian goes to bed hungry.
As one of the numerous efforts and present administration to cushion the effects of high cost of food commodities, kindly join me to applaud the immense efforts of the present administration, such as the release of the 42,000 metric tons of assorted food commodities to vulnerable Nigerians and the 30,000 metric tons of milled rice.
Transparency in the distribution process with measures like using the National Identification Number, NIN, to ensure fair access for all citizens has been guaranteed as a core monitoring measure.
I'm actually objecting to what is behind here that says one man, one rice. It's one person, one bag. So which means both men and women are entitled. Others are the verification of intending beneficiaries using relevant identification mediums such as the National Identification Number NIN and phone numbers to forestall multiple access to this food commodity by fraudulent individuals at the detriment of law-abiding citizens.
The Minister of State for the Federal Capital Territory highlighted the importance of making this intervention accessible to all Nigerians, regardless of location.
We aim to ease the financial burden on families and support the ongoing efforts to improve the quality of life for all. Our collaboration and collective effort have made this possible, and it is a testament to our shared dedication to the welfare of our nation.
With 1,000 trucks set to deliver rice across the nation, it is hoped that the influx of this staple into the market will stabilize prices and provide relief for struggling households. Uloma Oyemachi, TVC News, Abuja.
The Independent National Electoral Commission is meeting with journalists to update them on preparations for the Edo and Ondo State governorship election. The Commission says it is leaving no stone unturned in efforts to guarantee election with the highest standards of integrity. In the last 3 months, the electoral body has intensified stakeholders' engagement at state and local government levels, while voter education is still ongoing. The training of security personnel has been concluded, while the training of ad hoc staff, supervisory presiding officers, and also assistant presiding officers starts today, the 6th to the 15th of this month in Edo State. On Tuesday, the 10th of September 2024, the chairman of the commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, will lead other management team to monitor the mark accreditation of voters in selected polling units in Edo State to test run the deployment of beavers for the election.
So you need to be very, very careful. And I can't say this enough. There is no currency like integrity. If you have integrity, people will know you. That's the truth. If you don't have integrity, people will know you. Because people will talk about what you are doing behind your back, even to your face, and there's nothing you can do. But if you have integrity, no matter what anybody says about you, you will say, no, this guy has integrity. And that integrity will even extend to your children.
Now joining me to discuss INEC's preparation ahead the Edo and Ondo elections is the Program Director for YAGA Africa, Paul James. It's good to have you join us on the news at 1. I mean, it's been 3 months of engagement by INEC with major stakeholders. Would you say INEC is ready for this election?
I think INEC INEC's reaction or preparatory activities for the election is commendable. We have been tracking what it has been doing since May, when we deployed a long-term observers in Edo State, to be specific. And I, for one, have interacted with the commission. I've joined a lot of stakeholder meetings organized by INEC, and I've interfaced with the Resident Electoral Commissioner for Edo State. To the level of what we have seen so far, I think we will commend the Commission, especially the way it has reacted to some of the challenges that it had encountered in recent times. For instance, if you recall, there was a flooding incident that happened in Edo, and then substantially the Commission responded to that, especially by fixing some of the challenges of the beavers. It was able to mop up beavers from neighboring states and have configured them for the elections. And also have erected one of the walls that fell off at the INEC headquarters in Benin. But more so also, I think the engagement with stakeholders this time is highly, highly commendable. Almost no week will pass without you hearing that INEC is doing something with the stakeholders. Like you rightly pointed out, it's meeting currently with the media for media accreditation for the 2 elections. And also next week, we know mock accreditation will be conducted. And as well, the commission on the 11th will meet with the political parties and their candidates to have an interaction ahead of the election. I would say, based on what we see, to some extent, I think they have helped to raise confidence in the process. But of course, that is not enough. The main meet is when you come for the deployment in the week of the election. We hope that it will keep to this tempo and give the people of Edo the kind of election that they deserve.
The recent years, would you say some of the concerns that have been raised in terms of logistics, media awareness and other factors have really been addressed, and we're expecting a proper election this time around?
I think it is always difficult to predict, especially the commission. What we have always seen with the election is that the commission will improve in one election. By the time you get to the next phase, you see a disappointing election because, of course, a commission will tell you that the contexts are always different with elections, so you treat the election as it comes. For instance, nobody had anticipated that you could have the issues of marked ballot papers before the election that happened on November 11, 2023 in Kogi State. And we saw how some dubious INEC officials got involved and tried to scuttle or compromise the process. So to the level, like I said, of what we have seen, they have shown early signs that they are committed to ensuring a credible election, especially with the early preparatory activities, especially, like I said, in Edo. And I know they are doing that alongside with Ondo State. We expect to have a template from Edo that if we have a good elections in Edo, we then anticipate a better election in Ondo State. My expectation will have been that INEC will even increase the number of locations it will want to conduct mock accreditation exercise. I thought just 12 locations in over 4,519 locations in Edo is grossly inadequate, especially because they want to test the technology that INEC will be deploying for the election. More so because this is just coming out of a big storm or a heavy flooding that impacted the commission's technological devices in the state. I thought it would have tested these devices in as many polling units, or if possible, even many of the ward areas in Edo, just to test as many.
Well, I believe, these are some of the concerns that INEC is still addressing. It's also expected to begin the training of security personnel that will be involved in the election. And of course, we know that a peace accord will also be signed. But of course, there's still much time that we have before the election. And I believe that INEC will be addressing this, as you have, said them. Programs Director for Yaga Africa, Paul James, thank you for joining us on the News at 1.
Thank you for the invitation. All the best.